The Ghost Armies of the Mongol Silk Road. Have you ever heard of the Mongol Empire? Of course, you have. Genghis Khan, epic conquests, the largest contiguous land empire in history. We all know the stories of their massive, thundering armies sweeping across Asia and Europe. But what if I told you that one of the Mongols' greatest strengths wasn't their visible military might, but an invisible force that patrolled the shadows of their empire? Today, we're uncovering the incredible, untold story of the Mongol Ghost Armies, the secret guardians of the Silk Road. When the Mongols established the Pax Mongolica, or the Mongol Peace, they didn't just conquer territory. They revitalized the ancient Silk Road, turning it into the world's most vital artery for trade, ideas, and culture. We imagine heavily armed Mongol soldiers lining the routes, but the reality was far more sophisticated. The real security came from a network of secret units, often called Ghost Armies, that operated in the background. Their mission was simple but crucial: protect the flow of commerce and information at all costs, and do it without anyone knowing they were even there. These weren't your typical soldiers. They were masters of psychological warfare. Instead of relying on brute force, which was expensive and obvious, these ghost units used stealth, disguise, and deception. They would spread rumors, plant misinformation, and stage minor, inexplicable events that created an aura of omnipresence. Bandits and local warlords who might have been tempted to raid a wealthy caravan were paralyzed by fear. They believed that the Mongols were everywhere, that they could see everything, and that any attack would bring down an impossibly swift and brutal retaliation. Sometimes, the mere fear of a Mongol patrol was more effective than the patrol itself. Imagine being a bandit leader, hearing whispers from a passing traveler that a Mongol general was seen just a few miles away, only to later hear he was simultaneously spotted 100 miles in the opposite direction. You'd start to think they were supernatural, that they could appear out of thin air. This was their genius. They made their enemies believe they were fighting ghosts. So how did they pull this off? Well, these ghost armies weren't just warriors. They were an extensive intelligence network. They were the CIA and the special forces of the 13th century, all rolled into one. Many of these operatives didn't even look like soldiers. They would disguise themselves as merchants, monks, craftsmen, or simple travelers. They blended seamlessly into the caravans they were sworn to protect. While sharing a meal around a campfire, they'd be listening, gathering information about potential threats, mapping out dangerous choke points, and identifying corrupt local officials. They were the eyes and ears of the Great Khan, embedded along every inch of the Silk Road. Before a bandit group could even finalize their plan to attack, the Ghost Army would already know who they were, where they were, and how to neutralize them. Sometimes, they'd eliminate the threat quietly in the night. Other times, they'd feed information to a nearby garrison, which would then coincidentally arrive just in the nick of time. To the outside world, it looked like sheer luck or incredible efficiency. In reality, it was a perfectly executed intelligence operation. This system was built on the Mongols' pre-existing communication network, the YAM. This wasn't just a postal service. It was a rapid transit system for messengers, officials, and of course, spies. With fresh horses waiting at relay stations every 20 to 30 miles, an urgent message or a secret agent could travel at astonishing speeds across the continent. A threat identified in Persia could be reported to the capital in Karakoram in a matter of weeks, a feat that was simply unheard of at the time. This gave the Ghost Armies an incredible advantage. They could coordinate, react, and project power faster than any of their adversaries could even comprehend. This speed and efficiency reinforced the myth that they were everywhere at once. But these Ghost Armies were protecting more than just silk and spices. They were the guardians of something far more valuable: knowledge. Along the Silk Road flowed not just goods, but ideas, technologies, philosophies, and art. Papermaking and printing technology traveled from east to west. Persian astronomy and mathematics found their way to China. Medical knowledge, artistic styles, and religious beliefs cross-pollinated, sparking innovation and cultural renaissances across the known world. The Ghost Armies ensured that the scholars, artists, and engineers carrying this precious cargo were safe. They understood that the true strength of the empire wasn't just in its military conquests, but in its ability to foster and control this incredible exchange of human intellect. By protecting a single traveling doctor or engineer, they were safeguarding the future of medicine or architecture for an entire region. They were, in essence, the secret librarians and museum guards of a continent-sized network of knowledge. So if these ghost armies were so important, so effective, why aren't they a famous chapter in our history books? The answer lies in their very nature. They were designed to be invisible. Their success was measured by the attacks that didn't happen, the threats that evaporated before they could materialize. History tends to record the loud, bloody battles and the grandiose conquests. The quiet, preventative work of spies and secret patrols rarely makes it into the official record. The Mongols themselves were famously pragmatic and not big on writing their own history, especially when it came to clandestine operations. What little we know has been pieced together from the accounts of foreign travelers like Marco Polo, who marveled at the incredible safety of the roads, and from administrative records that hint at a vast underlying security apparatus. For the most part, the ghost armies have vanished from history, leaving behind only the legacy of the peace they maintained. Their story is a powerful reminder that history is often shaped by unseen forces. The Mongol Empire's golden age wasn't just built on the backs of its warriors, but also on the silent, watchful eyes of its hidden protectors. They were the quiet foundation upon which one of the most transformative periods of intercultural exchange in human history was built. It's a fascinating thought, isn't it? That behind the thundering hooves of the Mongol horde, there was a silent, shadowy force ensuring that a merchant's journey from Venice to Beijing could be safer than a trip to the next town over in feudal Europe. They are the ghost armies of the Silk Road, and their secret is one of history's most compelling mysteries. What other hidden forces do you think have shaped our world? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of history, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more untold stories. Thanks for watching.